Around the Ozarks is now on your FM radio. Listen to Around the Ozarks mornings with Grace Gooley as I spotlight local people, stories, and podcasts, all while playing the country legends of the 90s and the hit makers of the 2000s. It's on the Ozarks' best country, 105.1 The Bull. It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Advanced Car Care Center, Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair, United Plumbing, and Anchor Point Roofing and Siding. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey there, good morning to you on Monday. The heat continues. It is summertime after all, so there's some kind of heat advisory or something in effect. You can stay tuned for Wake Up Weather with Abby Dyer to find out more about that and how long the heat wave will last. Until then, though, we've got some news for you from around the Ozarks.
A Springfield man with a long history of fraud has been sentenced to 7 years in prison after admitting to using a fake $450,000 cashier's check in an attempt to buy a house in University Heights. The 67-year-old pleaded guilty to 2 counts of forgery and aggravated fleeing, with sentences to run at the same time. While he was out on bond, he's also accused of using a bogus check to pay for auto repairs and another for more than $4,000 at an Ozark business. Prosecutors say the man's criminal record spans 46 years, including numerous fraud, forgery, and credit card offenses, plus a 2019 conviction involving elderly nursing home residents. That is a long rap sheet indeed. Very long. 46 years. Greene County Sheriff Jim Arnott has been confirmed by the U.S. Senate to become U.S. Marshal for the Western District of Missouri. The appointment still requires President Trump's signature and final approval from the U.S. Department of Justice before Arnott resigns as sheriff here in Greene County. County commissioners are already working on an interim replacement, with longtime Sheriff's Office employee Jason Johnson currently the only applicant. County officials say they could get the sheriff's race on the November ballot, November 3rd, if they hurry. The party nominees must be submitted by August 25th. If they can do that, that would save the county a special election with a cost of about $300,000.
Springfield City Council will consider extending the city's agreement with the United Soccer League as the city continues to study the possibility of professional men's and women's teams here in Springfield. The current cost-sharing agreement would be replaced, extending the feasibility study through the end of 2027 with 2 possible 6-month extensions. The city and USL are considering city-owned property on East Traffic Way for a future stadium, which would have at least 5,000 seats and would then have room for another 5,000 seats to expand to 10,000. If teams arrive before a new stadium is built, Plaster Stadium at Missouri State could serve as a temporary home. The city council meets tonight at 6:30. So that'll be interesting.
Okay.
And then this was sad. Heard this over the weekend. Sad deal. Silver Dollar City mourning the death of Violet Hensley, the Whitland fiddler, who died at the remarkable age of 109. Can you imagine that? Miss Hensley,
no, not really. I mean, no, yeah. I don't think I can.
She's been around forever. Miss Hensley worked at Silver Dollar City for more than 50 years. Making fiddles and sharing her music and stories with generations of visitors. She also performed on national television. She appeared at the Grand Ole Opry and was featured by the Smithsonian. Incredible. Miss Hensley began playing and carving violins, fiddles, as a child in Arkansas. Silver Dollar City put out a statement and said her kindness, talent, and love of Ozark traditions made her a beloved part of the park's history. And that is for sure. I think I got to meet her one time. KY3 was doing a live series of shows there, and she was there, an incredibly sweet lady. That was 15 years ago, so she was only in her mid-90s at the time, you know. But she was still at it, and it was incredible.
All right, moving to this. A new public art project could bring large sculptures to 4 roundabouts in Springfield, with a first installation possibly next spring, this upcoming spring. The Arting Around is what it's going to be called. Project is planning a sculpture in each city council zone, which would include locations near Reed Academy, South Oak Grove, and Catalpa, Parkview High School, and Siquiota Park. Safety, of course, is the major factor for whatever you put in the middle of a roundabout with visibility, so you can see as you're driving. So residents can help shape the designs through an online survey and community workshops upcoming, including one tomorrow from 5:30 to 6:30 in the evening at Siquiota Elementary. Pretty fancy.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see those. And then you hope surely they'll build something around the base so that when a car flies through the middle of it, which will happen. It happened at the one near us. It won't destroy the art.
Yeah. We'll see what they come up with, but yes. Ozarks Technical Community College will celebrate the opening of its new student union this week, including the unveiling of a 20-ton stainless steel clock tower. That's going to be fancy. The Judy and Mike Breeding Clock Tower was installed July 30th near the Michael L. Parson Student Union. It's funny that they named it the Michael L. Parson Student Union. They should have named it like Sheriff Parson or something, like his more informal title. Anyway, it's all part of the new plaza with seating and green space there. The ribbon cutting is set for Wednesday at 1:00 at the Springfield campus. New building is going to be known as the U. It includes a food court, library, fitness center, bookstore, and other student services.
Yeah.
The U as in Union. Yes.
Yep. You see it right there on the corner. 3 Christian County nonprofits are receiving a combined $30,000 in grants through a partnership between Ozark Bank and the Federal Home Loan Bank of Des Moines. Not
so
sure why
random, by the way.
Yeah, not sure why Des Moines, but hey, we'll take the money, right? Children's Smile Center, Christian County Enterprises, and Least of These Food Pantry will each receive $10,000. The money comes through the bank's Member Impact Fund, which matches $3 for every dollar contributed by a member bank.
Nice.
And there's been a shortage of police officers. They're getting into that a little bit because the Springfield Police Department just added 19 new officers after the latest class graduated from the department's 81st Police Academy. The class includes 17 men and 2 women to add up to 19. The recruits completed more than 1,100 hours of law enforcement training over 27 weeks before graduation last week. The new officers will now complete an additional 16 weeks of training and another 640 hours of field training before being assigned to single officer patrol duties. So congratulations to them and Springfield Police Department.
Mm-hmm. Osage Beach residents will have a chance this week to review a proposed plan designed to make the community's roads safer for drivers and pedestrians. The city's Vision Zero Action Plan has been developed since last fall with funding from a federal Safe Streets and Roads for All grant. Some grant money coming to them. The draft identifies high priority safety corridors and then recommends short-term and long-term improvements. Public House will be held on this Wednesday, from 4:30 to 6:30 at the Osage Beach City Hall.
Okay. We've talked about Missouri State athletics being on the rise. They are doing well. I just got to have some of the leadership from there over at Convoy of Hope last week. I got to show them around the building, and it was cool to see all of them. Well, after that meeting, and I had nothing to do with it, but Missouri State University released new renderings for a major athletics facilities project that could transform the football operations there at the school. Here's a shot. If you're watching online, you can see the outside of Plaster Stadium there. It includes a lot of stuff. So we'll just click through a couple of these photos. That's inside a locker room. The multi-phase plan includes renovating McDonald Arena for a new football locker room. You're seeing the inside of there. A weight room, training facilities, along with, there's another shot from outside the building, along with restoring a tunnel connecting the arena to Plaster Stadium. Future work would add stadium suites, new fan areas, and an indoor football practice facility across Grand Street. I think that's what we're seeing here with a tailgating area. You can see the fans doing some tailgating. That'd be nice to have a big tailgate ahead of Missouri State games. About $8.5 million has been already raised for the first phase, and the Board of Governors is expected to vote on that phase on September 16th. So lots of nice changes on the way to Missouri State football, as they are now, of course, in Conference USA for their second season. And the season gets started here in less than a month.
Okay, coming along. Wilson's Creek National Battlefield will hold a special ceremony this morning to mark the 165th anniversary of the Civil War battle that took place there. The event starts at 10 o'clock at the Visitor Center lawn and will include a color guard, taps, and remarks honoring the Union and Confederate soldiers who died in that fight. The Battle of Wilson's Creek was the second major Civil War battle and the first major engagement west of the Mississippi, with Union General Nathaniel Lyon killed there. The ceremony is free, and the historic Ray House will be open for tours afterward until 4, with other anniversary programs taking place throughout the day. That's going to be amazing. By the way.
They started that over the weekend. It was a busy weekend around the Ozarks because they had that going on all throughout the weekend. They also had the Ozark Empire Fair was wrapping up over the weekend, and the birthplace of Route 66 Festival happening in downtown. So Springfield was hopping over the weekend, but here we are now on a Monday, and a new work week starts. So we hope you have a fantastic day.
And if you can get out there to Wilson's Creek National Battlefield, you should do it. It's a cool thing to learn all about. Happened right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Cars, of course, Advanced Car Care Center, Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair, United Plumbing, and Anchor Point Roofing and Siding. Thanks for supporting Around the Ozarks. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you back here tomorrow morning.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Command Family Medicine, Whole Hog Cafe, Taylor Grubauer Chevrolet, and Godfather's Pizza. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Conditions across the Ozarks today are starting off warm. We've got numbers in the 70s this morning, mid-70s, in fact. And if that's any indication of how hot the day is going to be, well, it's going to be a hot one with high temperatures making their way into the middle 90s today. It will feel worse than that, though, as it often does in early August. We have high temperatures in the mid-90s. Feels like temperatures are going to be even worse, well into the triple digits today. And thus, we have heat advisories and extreme heat warnings issued all across the Ozarks today. It's definitely a day to use caution if you have to be outdoors at all, and make sure you're drinking plenty of water and getting plenty of time in the air conditioning today as well. A heat advisory will remain in place. It's not just today, not just tomorrow, all the way into Wednesday of this week. High temperatures, well, they're going to easily make it to the mid-90s. It's the mid-70s first thing in the morning. We're going to heat up into the mid-80s by mid-morning. 90s are here by lunchtime. We're well into the 90s for the afternoon numbers. And like I said, it's going to feel much worse than that, with heat index values approaching 110 across the area today, with a whole lot of sunshine too. Conditions are going to be hot and humid. Make sure you watch for signs of dehydration and heat stroke. Heat index value today in Springfield, I think we're running anywhere from 105 to 108 during the peak daytime heating. This is going to be valid through Wednesday of this week with the heat advisory for Greene County, but just one county north, and you're in that extreme heat warning. That's where those heat index values will be even warmer with temperatures up into the 110s. Conditions are likely going to stay pretty stormy for us, or pretty steamy for us over the next couple of days. While we have some isolated storm chances, the big story here is the heat and humidity that builds in for the rest of the week. Highs stay in the middle 90s today with high humidity, and then rain chances really start to sneak back into that forecast. A better chance for some of those scattered storms starting Wednesday, lasting probably through Saturday of this weekend. Best opportunity of getting some rain and storms is going to be in our northern counties, places along and north of I-44. That's where I'm expecting some of those scattered shower and thunderstorm opportunities to develop. Even then, though, it's not all-day washout type rains. These are like afternoon thunderstorms that develop Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You don't need to cancel any outdoor plans this week, but really the heat is what you need to watch. Wednesday looks to be one of the hottest, with actual temperatures perhaps making it into the triple digits, which is definitely extreme for us because we're not used to that type of a triple digit heat here in the Ozarks. Around the Ozarks and around the country, heat is the big story. In fact, that's one of our national news headlines today. This summer heat persisting across much of the country. We're not alone in experiencing these extreme temperatures. They're also happening in the south and out east as well. We've also got severe thunderstorms making some national news headlines today. Most of those are isolated to the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley, while cooler than normal temperatures are happening for the northern plains. That's what's taking place across the northern tier. All right, it's time for that Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. I was on a real California kick last week with all my questions, so here's the one I had for you on Friday. California's coastal areas are classic examples of a Mediterranean climate. What is the defining pattern of this climate type? Do you think they have A, hot, humid summers and cold, snowy winters, B, mild, wet summers and warm, dry summers, C, heavy rain year-round with no dry season, or D, extreme temperature swings every day? Well, those Mediterraneans have a pretty ideal climate with mild, wet winters and warm and dry summers, never too hot, never too cold, mild in all seasons. And that's one of the reasons people love to live on California's coasts, because they are so comfortable most of the year round. So congrats if B was your choice. Here's a look at the trivia question for tomorrow. What scale is used to classify the intensity of hurricanes based on wind speed? Do you think that is A, the enhanced Fujita scale, B, the Saffir-Simpson scale, C, the Beaufort scale, or D, the Richter scale? You can let me know your guess. That's at the website. It's aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather and beginning your new week with me here. It is going to be a hot one. We're thinking about back to school time. We're almost there, and it feels like the middle of summer still. Thanks so much to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Whole Hog Cafe, Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet, and Godfather's Pizza. Have a fantastic Monday. Stay cool, and I'll be back to chat with you first thing early tomorrow.